Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Master of Orion. Now, in the last episode, I made a new ship design, and it was called the Bomber. I renamed it to the Beetle to go with our theme of naming everything after some kind of insect. But the Beetle, I have decided I was going to build two. I only really honestly need one. It's a single-purpose spacecraft. It probably would be better if I instead focus on ships that have more versatility. So I'm going to build another Wasp instead. And go ahead and queue that up first. As a matter of fact, I have so many fleas at the moment. It would probably be a good idea to prioritize wasps over fleas. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Because I believe I have one beetle set up to construct at Sol Prime. And that's honestly, I think, all we really need. Yeah, it should be queuing up after the Hornet completes, which is the cruiser. That was another ship design that we completed in the last video. So that being done, we also have a pirate fleet that hopefully this starbase is able to deal with. And I am redirecting one fleet over to this area in case that is not the case as we thought. But the Space Factory should be done with that project before the Space Pirate arrives. So let's go ahead and end the turn. Alright, we're currently running a deficit is what the little advisor is saying there. So when it goes red, you lose credits every turn. Alright, so we can do a number of things to do that. For now, what else can the Space Factory do for us? Well, we could put another military outpost here, just as a precaution for more space pirates. Again, I don't know if these actually stop the space pirates at all, so that's another thing I'm not 100% sure of. But outside of working on these nodes that are in my system, I really don't see anything else the Space Factory can do. We already built the one structure on this gas giant that is helping Sol Prime. So first off, we finished the military outpost, and we have also finished the starbase at Gata Prime. So what we'll be working on next is the Marine Barracks. Now, the issue with changing the taxes around, if I remember correctly, is we'll have somebody go on strike. But I don't know if we have much of a choice, because I don't know another way that we can circumvent this issue. So let's go to the Empire and up the taxes 1 point. Now we're not running a deficit anymore. Let's take a look at what that has had effect-wise on our morale. So currently 100% at our home colony, which has always been the case. But at Ptolemy 2, we have 90%, which seems to be fine for that. It looks like the Marine Barracks that we completed in the past gives us a little bit of a bonus there. So we don't have anybody striking here, but the real teller is Gata Prime. Well, 85%, I don't see anybody striking, so it looks like we're okay at this higher tax rate. And once this Marine Barracks gets built, we might even be able to jump up the taxes another point. And the colonial revenue services might be something that gets reprioritized now, considering the fact that we are not making as much money as we used to. It could be because we're building up a big fleet. Not entirely sure. Matter of fact, I think we can get an overview here. So we have a lot of structure upkeep. So every building that we build has upkeep, which I think is a lot of where our money is going from what I can see here. Otherwise, all of our income comes from taxes. We get a little bit from resources, which is that gas giant that we're currently collecting from. So What is it saying about threatening fleet? Oh, that's just a scout. We don't really care about that. And we already figured out what structure was completed. So let's end the turn. All right, so yes, the military outpost does intercept the marauders. I think we're safe to simulate this. There we go. Now, the one thing it doesn't stop from what I've found is these scouts, but I think the scouts are considered civilian vehicles, which is what made me not sure of the military outposts. But now we see once there's actually a military ship or a military classified ship involved, the military outpost will intercept it. So I think to be safe, we have to set up another military outpost here, which will take another 10 turns. That way, if another space pirate base forms somewhere in these systems that we do not currently have colonies in, we can immediately deal with that. All right. So, mostly we're just waiting for our fleet to build up so that we can attack the Mershan Empire again. Our previous attack didn't really go well, and that was because of the composition of our fleet versus theirs. They were much heavier ships, all destroyers. We had a number of our ships being the lighter frigates, and that didn't really go in our favor. Let's continue. We go.
Sorry for the interruption, President.
Okay, so one of the technologies I guess we got, it allows us to instantly gives data on the size, biome, mineral richness, and special qualities of all celestial bodies in a system as soon as you reach it. All right, so previously we had to visit each planet individually. Now, as soon as we enter the system, it will act like the old games did, the old Master of Orion games, where you enter the system, all planets are uncovered. So that's a nice technology to have.
Our scientists have made a new discovery.
All right, so updating our blueprints. I am only going to upgrade things that I can't directly design. So, for instance, the Scout, I will upgrade. But everything else, the Flea, the Wasp, the Hornet, the Beetle, I am not going to upgrade. I'm going to do that independently because, as I said previously, there is a habit of the AI to strip systems out, and I don't really like that. So, I prefer to do it myself. All right, so as far as the research goes, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do next. I believe there was a technology after that tech that we just unlocked that was a high priority, and I believe that is the unlocking of these proton torpedoes, as we are relying pretty heavily on missile weapons. We also get as a bonus this displacement device, which allows the ship to nearly instantly travel a small distance in space, blinking in and out of combat. So it gives you more or less a special ability when you're in combat. I think that's going to be the next tech I will queue, although biotechnology here only takes 4 turns. I think this is a higher priority considering the military needs that are currently going on. All right. So they continue to send scouts out. I really don't know why. You already have, I think, everything scouted out. At least that AI should. But, hey, if they want to do it, go ahead. Now let's go to the ship design before I forget and see what this new system offers us. So, I'm not exactly sure what it's under. Electronic computer is something we want to add because that was another thing that we gained, which gives us an increase in our accuracy for our energy weapons, if I remember correctly. And it doesn't seem to cost any space. Now, I don't believe that other tech is something that we actually equip. So, now that I know that the electronic computer here is a more or less free upgrade. We might as well go through and give that to all of our ships. So we'll edit the Wasp here. It does appear that they fixed that bug where when you jump from one ship to the other, it saves the name of the previous ship you edited. That was kind of an annoying little bug. But now that it's gone, we don't have to really deal with it. And we're upgrading all of the systems. Now, the Beetle really doesn't have that many energy weapons, but it does have point defense weapons, so this does serve a purpose. And there we go. And I do realize that with the cruiser, I didn't look to see if there was other design types. We can take a look at that now. So there's alternate, and then there's the base. I think I'm fine with the base cruiser for the Hornet. It looks like our alternate design is more or less the same kind of styling from one ship class to another, which I kind of like. So this is the destroyer base design, and this is the alternate design of the destroyer. And we can see how that was very similar to the alternate design of the cruiser. And here's the alternate design of the frigate. So we can see there's some design similarities in the way that these work. So if you want to have a cohesive look to your ships, it looks like you can get that with the alternates as well. Okay, so let's continue on to the next turn. As it keeps saying there's threatening fleets, but they're just scouts for now. The one real threat that I have is if their fleet makes concerted attack on the Gata system. I don't really have much mast over there. Whether or not I will do that, I'm not sure. I might do what I did last time and have two separate fleets, but we saw the consequence of that last time as well. Alright, so Sol Prime has completed the space elevator, which has shaved a significant amount of time off of the production of the Hornet. It would have taken 13 turns before, now it's going to take 10. We will be rush buying this as soon as we can, but for now we're just going to have to wait on that. And currently, we're 3 turns away from getting the space elevator over here. Should we rush by that so that we can get construction on the Wasps as soon as possible? Not really sure. I think I'm going to hold off because I'd like to rush by the cruiser if I can. Because once that cruiser gets completed, I think we're on track to being able to defeat the Mershan Empire. As long as they cannot produce cruisers, I think we're finally at a significant edge that we can take advantage of. Let's continue on. And hopefully we can actually get... Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I might as well upgrade my ships here. Oh, it's not letting me upgrade, so... I wonder if it did it automatically. What is the current ship design class? So it's 5 and 5. So we're... I guess apparently with the current... so these either auto upgraded, or I'm not really sure. Usually in the past I've had to manually upgrade the ships. Oh well. Let's continue. Alright, so we have a new population point. We might as well check that out. Now currently that population point is in food. If I take them off of food, we continue to have population growth. I mean, this population growth is going to take a long time regardless. I think I prefer to get more research rather than continued population growth at our home system. And we'll just have to keep an eye on this. This did jump up from 10 to 8, so we're getting a little bit quicker progress than before. We're still a ways out from being able to rush by it, but when we can get that opportunity, we will. And we're 1 turn away from Ptolemy. Or I was just not paying attention and I went through more turns than I thought I did. That could be the case, too. All right. All right, so we have a bunch of things completing. Let's go to the space elevator first. So now we can get these done in 5 turns. We're starting to run short of money again. I might, as I said before, up the taxes one more tick. I'm not exactly sure if that will cause a strike or not. But I think it might be a good idea. So let's try it out.
Excuse me, President.
Yeah, okay. So we're having strike now. So, matter of fact, we can get a summary of that right here. Out of curiosity, where are the strikes occurring? So only on Geta Prime. Which I don't know why it wouldn't be on Ptolemy. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and jump to Geta Prime and see what's going on here. So we have 80% here. But Ptolemy 2 also has 80% and yet no striking. I wonder if it is due to a higher actual population. Well, I don't think we need the money necessarily right now, but that might be something we do in the future. Alright, so we completed the Marine Barracks over here. And currently we're working on cleaning up the pollution, which should happen pretty quickly here on Geta Prime. And then I am going to go ahead and build this building. And then I would like to start working on the space elevator over here so that Geta Prime can start building a fleet for us as well. Okay. So over on Sol Prime, we're still a ways away from being able to buy the Hornet. Which again is okay. It allows for the research to unlock so that we can get the better weapons. And oh, we also have a growth in Ptolemy too here, which it looks like that extra population went to food production. I don't think we need that food production. I think I'm going to put them... I could either put the person on production, which does shave a turn off of the Wasp here. Once we can negate this high gravity penalty on this planet will be an absolute powerhouse. But unfortunately, that isn't something we can do right now. Okay, so out of curiosity, pollution not growing. I want to look at the pollution numbers on Sol. Not too bad. Even with more or less full-on production, we're good to go. Alright, when there's that much thinking going on, I sometimes worry that they're building up a fleet. But it doesn't look like that is the case. Alright, which fleet needs orders? Ah, this one. I think I'm going to end up actually jumping the ship over to this outpost because it is the one that is on the border with the Mershon. But this ship will just be kind of hanging around in case more space pirates come that I need to deal with, for instance, over here. But this should get completed before that happens. And if the Mershon make a push over here, I'm going to make a push over here because that means their home system will be undefended. Alright. Go ahead and check Sol Prime here. Maybe we're one turn away from being able to rush by. Which is fine because then we'll have the upgrade that I'm looking for. Okay. We have our new research, and we also have another population point popping up on Geta Prime. So let's take a look at the research first.
Our scientists have made a new discovery.
And we're not going to update anything because, as I said, I don't like it when they strip out different systems without me knowing what they're stripping out. So let's go on to choosing research. And I think I'm just going to go with biotechnology here as it's a cheap tech for now, although you could argue a couple other things. Neutrino physics allows us to get more production, which is definitely a good thing. Allows us to get a mass driver, which is a new weapon. And it allows us to get a neutron rifle, which is a ground combat weapon. You know what? We probably want to do this upgrade because if things go to plan, then we're going to want upgraded ground combat weapons because I'd like to take Marchand home planet as intact as I can.
Excellent.
So we'll queue that up. And now go into the ship design. First, we'll tell this fleet to guard. All right, now let's go to the ship design and upgrade all of our ships. So, first ship we're going to want to upgrade is the frigate. And this is mostly just going to be missile systems. So, currently, the Merculite warheads that we're using take up 10 space. But the proton torpedoes take up 15. So, we're going to switch to the proton torpedo, and we can only fit one currently with the current layout that we have. So I'm going to fit that one, but let's look at the upgrades we can do. So overloaded torpedoes have payloads that exceed the... okay, so drastically increasing damage. Fortunately, we can't fit that because that is that's pretty much doubling the space take up, it looks like. Fast warheads, we can't... oh, we're just short of being able to do. Semi-guided, can't do either. So we're just short of doing the cheaper ones. Might as well have... again, I don't know why you would only pick front when there's no there's no penalty for doing any facing. And we have one neutron blaster. Do we want to switch that to laser cannons and have them be point defense? As we can expect the alien, the Marchand, to have a lot of missiles, at least from our first encounter with them. All right, so let's look at what specials we can do. So, can't fit that. Can't fit augmented engines. Could fit the displacement device, but I don't know how keen I am on that. That not... ah, that's why the upgrade didn't happen. It didn't save the computer edition. Well, we should have it saved now. And we're using the best armor. Correct. All right, so we upgraded our weapons a little bit. We changed around the layout of the frigate so that it has more point defense weapons. Pretty happy with the design. We could probably fit more point defense weapons. I was just seeing what else we could fit on there. We don't even have the option of the anti-missile rockets on this ship. All right. So let's just upgrade with more point defense. As much as we can fit, which is looking like... or we could back off and get that upgrade of a fast proton torpedo. Or what was the other one we could do? We could do semi-guided. We'll go with fast instead. There we go. Okay. Now we will edit the Wasp. And the Wasp, we're going to be switching out the missile system again to proton torpedoes. We're going to want to fit as many as we can. So 2 for now. And let's think about what else we can do. Maybe remove I need 15, so I'd have to remove 2 of the point defense lasers to fit 1 more proton torpedo. Or I could have 2 proton torpedoes that are fast and maybe add... There we go. So we have 4 of the point defense laser cannons, so we had to drop 1, and we have 2 fast proton torpedoes. All right. Oh, okay, now it is doing that bug. So we'll just name it the Wasp. Oh, computer. There we go. I might double check the Wasp here just to make sure the computer installed. There it is. All right, so I don't know why, but the last time I tried to do the upgrades, it didn't actually take. All right, so we're going to be editing this as well and getting rid of the missiles for proton torpedoes. And I think we had 6. So let's get as many as we can get for now. Make them fast. So 4 fast ones. We might be able to get 5 fast ones if I lower the point defense down a little bit. Let's see if we can get a 5th fast one. There we go. So we have 5 fast proton torpedoes on our cruiser. So we dropped 1, and we had to drop 2 of the point defense lasers. But I like having a lot of firepower as far as the missiles go. Now, I didn't actually pay attention to the average DPS, if that actually improved. I would assume it did. The difference between the DPS of the proton torpedoes versus the Merculite missiles, I think we would actually have to bring it up to the 6 that we had before. So we have 19 point... It looks like we are actually dipping down by doing this, but we're going to go ahead and do it for progress's sake. Oh. Wait, what happened? Why are we exceeding? Doesn't say we're exceeding here. Oh, is it bugging out now? Huh. Clear it. Yeah, this is totally bugging out. It's saying the space used is 301 after I got rid of the weapon. All right, we'll cancel that. That just totally bugged out. So we'll try it again here. So switching over. Go over to 5. Make them fast. Ooh, that's right. We got to... I'm going to cancel that. Let's switch down the lasers. And then make that upgrade. So 5. I could go... All right, it's not letting me do 5 fast ones now. Could have swore it did before. I would like all facings. You know what? We'll just go with a heavier payload here. We might actually make that switch with all of our ships rather than go with the fast ones. We might keep the fast ones on the frigates, but it looks like we can get more bang for our buck by not using that fast modifier. Okay. And the computer needs to upgrade. And we need this to be called, yeah, the Hornet. That's what we want. All right, let's go back to the Wasp. I'm thinking about getting rid of the fast modifier in favor of another. There we go. All right. Okay, I could have swore it said 125 out of 125. But I guess we will end up putting the fast modifier on because we can't fit 3 on. Oh well. I'm just saying. According to this, it's 125 out of 125, but when we're done, it says 126. I don't know where these extra numbers are coming from, but it is what it is, I guess, and we're just going to have to deal with it. All right. Last one that we need to edit because it did save the computer. So, all right. I don't think there's anything that we need to upgrade here. Okay, so I apologize for that little bit of confusion. And we're going to go ahead and upgrade all. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.